You used to solve problems differently. Not long ago, if you forgot a word, you sat with the discomfort until it came back. If you had a question, you reasoned through it. You thought, not because thinking was easy, but because there was no alternative. Something has changed. And it is not just that you have new tools. Something is shifting inside the machinery of how your mind works, quietly, gradually. The question is not whether AI is making you smarter or dumber. The real question is this: what happens to a cognitive system when it stops being exercised? Because your brain is not a storage device, it is a muscle, and muscles respond to exactly one thing: load. In 1994, cognitive scientist Betsy Sparrow discovered what she called the Google effect. When people knew they could look something up later, they stopped encoding it in the first place. The brain made a quiet decision: why store what you can retrieve? That study was about search engines. It was published before AI could write your emails, finish your sentences, and generate your ideas. We are now somewhere Sparrow never imagined. Every time you ask an AI to think through a problem you could have wrestled with yourself, a small transaction occurs. You receive an answer. Your brain is spared the friction, and friction, it turns out, is not an obstacle to thinking. It is the mechanism of thinking. The struggle to hold two contradictory ideas in tension, to reason through uncertainty without a map, these are not inefficiencies. They are how your brain strengthens its own architecture. Neuroscientist Stanislas Dehaene found that the brain only consolidates knowledge it has actively struggled to produce. Passive reception leaves almost no trace. Difficulty is not the bug, it is the entire point. Psychologist Robert Bjork calls this desirable difficulties. Conditions that feel harder produce dramatically better long-term thinking than conditions that feel easier. The ease is the enemy, and here is the part most people miss. Researchers studying cognitive offloading found something counterintuitive. People who outsource more do not just get less practiced, they become less confident they can think at all, even when they still can. The capability remains. The belief in the capability erodes. Psychologist Albert Bandura called this cognitive self-efficacy. He spent 40 years proving that belief in your own thinking predicts performance more reliably than actual ability. And that belief is built through struggle, not through handing problems to something faster than you. The sharpest minds of the next decade will not be the people who use AI the most. They will be the people who know when not to. You used to solve problems differently. The question is whether you are going to let that keep changing without deciding how.